Previously on the Pastor's Chronicle.
Hoping to achieve fame after their demise. When 0 Day arrives, Andrew and Cal drive to the school with the trunk of munitions and aim. At this point, I want you to pay close attention to 841, or basically numbers. We may not touch on everything in this chronicle because of time's sake, but I want you to pay attention to the time or numbers because time is critical to the synagogues of Satan. They do things in numerology. Before we break down this time, 8:41 a.m., I want to play a small clip from one of my chronicle series called Sex Kittens, which is on my other page. The link will be in the description below. And it is about the song In My Feelings by Drake. And here you will learn how the occult uses numerology to decide who they will sacrifice for the greater good. Duality, the yin and the yang, a means to an end. So right now, let's go ahead and drop this video, In My Feelings by Drake, so you can learn what numerology means and how the occult, inspired by the devil to create events, rituals, sacrifices, times when they do these things. They actually believe that Lucifer speaks to them through numbers. And through these numbers, that's when something going to take place, whether it's war, pandemic, a shooting, whatever. These things take place by numerology. And some people be sacrificed for the greater good. So here is In My Feelings by Drake. And this is also chapter 2E. And the link will be in the description below. Welcome to 0 Day Chronicle. Before starting the video, make sure to smash that like button. Do it now, it only takes a second to do it. And hit the subscribe button and the bell to turn on notifications so you can be informed whenever I upload new chronicles. Also, visit my website, that is tpchronicles.com. There you can read articles and see videos that cannot be uploaded on YouTube. You don't want to miss those videos. The link is in the description box below. Also, join me on Facebook, Twitter, IG, TikTok, social platforms. If you are down with the campaign, type CN, which stands for Chronicle Nation, in the comment section. Upon that note, let's get into this next video, and it goes like this. Bring the numbers out and they give it to the assassins. And these numbers verify what type of event or assassination would take place in the world. And so what I'm going to show you in part 3 and part 4 of In My Feelings Chronicles is to understand the occult numerology. So let's get on with part 3.
You see that one thread that missed the weave and lies on top of the others?
Like a mistake?
No, it's a code. If the vertical thread is on top, it's a 1. If it's below, it's a 0.
Binary code? What does it say?
It's a name. target.
Where did the names come from?
Come out of a necessity, Wesley. Necessity to maintain balance in the world. They are orders that must be executed, entrusted to us so that we might forge stability out of chaos.
Welcome back to the Pastor's Chronicles. This is chapter 1C. We didn't get a chance in chapter 1B to look at this time. Hopefully by now you understand that the synagogues of Satan or the Dragon Brotherhood lives in time zones of numerology. Everything they do is by numerals, codes, and symbolisms. This is how they intercommunicate worldwide, so others should know what to do and the move that the secret world is making for world power and domination and dominion. If you look at this movie, Zero-Day, around 11:40 p.m., they stated why they would kill a bunch of kids. Now, look at the time when the shooter went into the elementary school and opened fire. Look at the time that the two teenagers were headed to the school. And it adds up, people, to 11:40 a.m. Now, was this just a coincidence? I think not, Chronicle Nation. It wasn't a co-occurrence. This could very well be staged. People remember, with the worldwide Dragon Brotherhood, their open Bible is the universal movies, cartoons, music, commercials, newspaper, books, whatever. This is how they communicate to one another, and in plain sight, there's messages. The predictive program prepares the puppets of the order and the masses for the great event. What do you see here? You see 8:41 a.m. What do you see here? You see 11:40 a.m. Are they similar? Yes, both are in the a.m. and both have the same numbers in them. Sometimes the occult will add or multiply the numbers to spell out a message. Every number holds a note, a message, or some magic or some sort. And we will see this in a little bit hereafter. Maybe not in this chronicle, but in the next one. But let's look at 11:40 a.m. Let's take that, okay? And let's look at 8:41 a.m. And let's start with 8:41 a.m. 1 plus 1 equals what? We're looking at 11 in 11:40 a.m. Let's take that digit there. 11:40. You take 1 plus 1, it equals what? 2. 2 times 4 equals what? 8. There's your 8. There's your 4. Take away 1 from 11 and you have 8:41. This is around the time when the boys in Zero-Day arrived at the school to kill the school kids. 11:40 a.m. is the time when the gunman went into the school shooting. Both times are the same. Both the kids went, the two kids in Zero-Day went in. Around this time, they arrived at the school to kill the high school students. The gunmen went into the school at 11:40 to start killing these little kids. Both are the same. It's the same numbers, just twisted or tweaked or mixed around to confuse you. If you want more evidence, it is spelled out in plain sight to us, family. Look here. They made the speech at 11:40 p.m. The gunmen went into the school at 11:40 a.m. and started shooting. Duality. Darkness, light. Darkness, light. At 11:40 p.m., they began to tell their audience why the two or what's the reason for Zero-Day and why they were going in there to kill the high school students. Okay? So 11 a.m., dark, light. Commit evil to bring light out of the evil. A means to an end. Create evil to bring light out of it. Create chaos to bring order. That is controlling the opposition, people. And that is the primary foundation that's based upon masonry, is to create chaos and bring order.
So that we might forge stability out of chaos.
And what is the order they're trying to bring? Gun control. Gun control, gun control. And the masses are being programmed to fight against their own Second Amendment. To fight against their own Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. Do you understand where I'm going here? All right, so if you need more evidence, here it is. 11 p.m., 11 a.m. People, that's a coincidence? No, it's not. Let's listen to why the young men felt the need to kill the kids. And in this conversation, around 11:40 p.m., and remember, the teenager in real time started shooting, went up in the school at 11:40 a.m. You will learn why the Dragon Brotherhood, through this conversation with these kids on Zero Day, the movie, the open universal Bible for the synagogues of Satan, you will learn why the Dragon Brotherhood killed those kids at the elementary school in Texas. And all these other shootings that started happening afterwards. And the shooting, I haven't forgot the one in Buffalo, New York, which the man that created the engine that ran off water, he was assassinated in that. I talked about that in chapter 1a. But remember, children are a tremendous sacrifice. Satan is copying God or even mocking God. God made the ultimate sacrifice by giving his son for the world's sins. But the Dragon Brotherhood always hijack God's methods, like the rainbow, okay, for the greater good. Or may I say, the Great Reset, or for a new world order. Duality is the yin and the yang, a means to an end. Do evil for the greater good. Kill people for a better world. Depopulate people passively to save the world. This is God mode, and man is playing God, and he will be dealt with momentarily.
Ready? Let's get this shit done. Let's kick the tires and light the fires. All right, go.
Okay, some things then. We acted alone. We obtained the weapons alone. And nobody knew that we were going to do this. Our parents had nothing to do with this, and so everybody knows they didn't know anything about it.
I mean, when our parents find these tapes, I mean, what are they going to think? Oh my God, I was asleep upstairs while they were in the basement recording this. We could have known. We could have stopped them.
No.
That Mom, don't worry about that.
All right, so you found us and you think, Jesus, I'm sending them to counseling. We have to stop this. We'd go through counseling, we'd wait a period, and then
We'd just come out and do it anyway.
Exactly. You could think that you've cured us, and we'll make you believe that, but you can't cure somebody who has nothing wrong with them. Don't feel guilty about this.
I mean, it's not your fault. We love you. I mean, we weren't morons like every other loser that's done this. I mean, we weren't a bunch of retards who were just starving for attention. We fooled everybody. I mean, even if we hadn't, could you blame them for not noticing? I mean, who wants to think that their son, their student, their classmate, their peer, their employee is going to do something like that? There are no reasons, and you're all going to look for them, but you're not going to find them. So that, the reasons, there are none.
This isn't our fault. I mean, you made me what I am.
For years, I've been tormented by all of you assholes. Okay? I was called a faggot for walking down the hall in school in a shirt that came from fucking J.C. Penney. For years, I've been tormented by all of you assholes. Okay? I was called a faggot for walking down the hall in school in a shirt that came from fucking J.C. Penney. It's a shirt. Who the cares?
In Europe, in the medieval times, if somebody insulted somebody, you know, you whipped out your sword and you dueled them and you killed them. And
make no mistake, we've been insulted.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the duel.
I know that this will be my last day. It's 0 day. It's my last day. But that one day, I'm going to live more fully than anyone has lived in their entire lives. We will be more powerful than God.
We're gonna be God. No mistake about that. We'll be fucking God. I mean, we decide who lives and who dies. I mean, we decide who lives and who dies. Anybody who manages to get out, years from now, this puny little life is going to have meaning, and they're going to thank us because they're going to think that God spared their lives.
It's too bad that this is what we have to do, but we're doing it, so... And don't waste this opportunity. Don't just say that these people's lives were lost for nothing because it's just stupid. Just wake up.
We're not trying to waste anybody's life. We're trying to show people what they should value. Respect and love your fellow man. I mean, it might seem like we're hypocrites for saying these kind of things because we're not, or at least you don't think we're doing that, but we're doing the most respectful, most loving thing we can do right now.
We're all animals.
And eventually we'll all die out. So enjoy it while you can. One more thing. I have a safety deposit box at the First National Bank. I hereby bequeath it to CNN and Wolf Blitzer, or any media people who want it. That's it.
Yep. Fucking nightmare.
Prepaid cards or peer-to-peer services like PayPal or Venmo or others. We're seeing a corresponding increase in digital transactions as we're seeing a decrease in the use of cash.
So could COVID signal the end of cash in the United States? And can the U.S. really function without physical currency?
So if you don't behave, that's it. And of course, as we know, they want to combine this with transhumanism, which means literally, I take injections that can institute the equivalent of an operating system in my body. And so I'm hooked up to the financial system literally, physically.